For generations, it had been a shadow. A creeping, insidious threat that choked the very breath from the land. It was not a mere disease, though it withered and consumed. It was something far older, far more terrible. An ancient intelligence, perhaps, or merely a profound despair clinging to the essence of life itself. Whatever its nature, it was a force that defied understanding, a blight that had plagued Eldoria for centuries. Now, it had reached the sacred elderwood, the heart of their world. Its touch turned vibrant green to sickly gray. It caused the sturdy crops to wither in the fields, promising a looming famine that no harvest could avert. Fertile lands, once the pride of the kingdom, were reduced to barren dust under its relentless advance. Eldoria was condemned. Condemned to starve, to fade, to become another forgotten land claimed by the blight. The village council, wise in the ways of governance, found themselves utterly powerless against its unnatural spread. The grand sorcerer, whose magic had quelled storms and healed plagues, cast his most potent spells. They dissipated like mist against the blight's silent, unyielding presence. The bravest knights, clad in steel and courage, rode out to find its source, to strike it down. They found nothing. No physical enemy, no tangible core to pierce. All their knowledge, all their strength, all their magic was exhausted. The blight remained, an invisible enemy that devoured everything it touched. Hope was a fading ember in the hearts of the people. Amidst the despair, amidst the helplessness that gripped Eldoria, walked a seemingly ordinary villager. Ren. Once, he was just another face in the crowd, a quiet figure who kept to himself, observing the world with an intensity few noticed. But Ren held a secret power. A power not born of ancient lineage or arcane study, but from a past event he rarely spoke of. A power gained, strangely, by simply getting involved in something others avoided. He didn't fully understand it then, this strange ability that set him apart. While others saw only destruction and decay, Ren observed the blight with a unique clarity. He saw not just death, but a process. A parasitic skill, he began to think of it. It was dismantling the fundamental skills of life itself. Photosynthesis, growth, resilience, the very abilities that allowed plants to thrive, animals to live, the land to flourish, were being systematically broken down, absorbed, or nullified by this insidious force. It was a perversion of nature, a mastery of unmaking. He watched the blight consume, not with fear, but with a strange, detached curiosity. He saw its composition, its intent, its method. And in seeing its method, he began to glimpse a possibility no one else could conceive. While the village council debated and the sorcerer chanted, Ren acted. With silent resolve, he walked towards the edge of the blighted land, towards the place where life surrendered to decay. He reached out a hand, not in fear, but with purpose. He touched the gray, withered bark of a dying tree. And in that touch, he did the impossible. He absorbed it. Not the decay itself, but the blight's essence. Its composition, its structure, its intent, the very skill of unmaking life. It flowed into him, cold and alien, a blueprint of destruction. But absorbing the blight was only the first step. To counter a skill, one needed its opposite. Ren sought the skill of pure, unyielding life force. He found it not in the grand elderwood, but in the humble, resilient weeds that somehow still clung to existence at the blight's edge. He touched a stubborn, vibrant green shoot pushing through the blighted soil. He absorbed its vitality, its tenacity, its inherent skill of growth and survival against all odds. As the two opposing essences met within him, the blight's unmaking and the weed's pure life force, something extraordinary was triggered. Accelerated mastery. The blight essence became a dark blueprint, the counter skill of vitality the key. Millennia of biological processes, of magical interactions, of the fundamental forces of life and death converged within Ren's mind. Not over years of study, but in mere moments. He didn't just understand the blight's skill of annihilation. He mastered it. He didn't just absorb the weed's skill of vitality. He perfected the art of life itself, understanding its intricate dance with decay on a level no living being had before. He held the blight's power, and its ultimate counter, within his grasp. Then, with another touch, the impossible happened. Ren laid his hand upon the blighted earth, and the gray receded. The blight vanished. Not slowly, not struggling, but utterly, completely eradicated as if it had never been. The land pulsed with renewed vigor, a wave of vibrant green exploding outwards from where Ren stood. The earth seemed to sigh in relief, releasing the suffocating grip of despair. Withered crops straightened, turning golden and bountiful in an instant. Life surged back into the land where death had reigned supreme moments before. The villagers, watching from a distance, stood in stunned silence. Their world, which had been dying, was reborn before their eyes. Eldoria was saved, not by knights or sorcerers, but by the quiet villager they had overlooked. Ren turned towards the horizon, the setting sun painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. The blight was gone, but the power that had defeated it remained. Its true nature was now clear: absolute skill absorption and accelerated mastery. The ability to absorb any skill, any process, any fundamental force, and instantly achieve perfect mastery over it. The blight of Eldoria was merely the first challenge. The world, Ren now understood, was not just mountains and forests, kingdoms and creatures. It was a vast, intricate tapestry woven from countless dormant skills. Skills of flight, of magic, of creation, of destruction, of existence itself. Skills waiting to be understood. Skills waiting to be absorbed. Skills waiting to be mastered. This was not an end, but a beginning. It set the stage for a journey of discovery, a path that promised to reshape not just Eldoria, but perhaps entire worlds. A world full of challenges, yes, but challenges now waiting to be effortlessly mastered by the one who held the ultimate skill. The exploration of ancient skills, hidden powers, and distant lands awaited. For generations, it stole life itself. A silent, ancient blight that withered crops, turning green stalks brittle and brown. It systematically consumed the very essence of the land. But not everyone accepted fate. Ren, appearing as just another face in the fading village, their eyes keen and observant even amidst despair, carried a secret, a power born from a singular, transformative event in their past. It wasn't an ancient bloodline, nor a blessing from a distant god. It was a profound shift in perception, a unique ability gained by simply getting involved in. This year, the blight had mutated, its tendrils visibly pulsing with darker energy, growing stronger, faster, and more insidious than ever before. It had now reached the sacred elderwood, its mighty branches visibly shriveling, a beacon of hope for their dying land, threatening their last remaining source of sustenance. The Grand Sorcerer's most potent purification spells fizzled into nothingness, leaving behind only the acrid scent of failure and deepening despair. The bravest knights, their armor visibly tarnished and spirit broken, ventured into the cursed lands, only to return with blighted weapons and empty hands, their footsteps heavy with defeat. Ren perceived the blight not as an incomprehensible curse, but as an intricate, highly efficient, albeit destructive, set of abilities. They saw the delicate balance of life being systematically unwound, and within that visible chaos, the intricate, glowing patterns of every single skill involved, like a complex network of energy. Then, with a silent, profound resolve, Ren reached out. Their hand extended slowly, radiating a faint, unseen energy. It wasn't magic as Eldoria knew it. It was something far more profound, an intrinsic connection to the very essence of existence. With a single, deliberate touch on a withered plant, they absorbed the skill of the blight itself, its essence, its composition, its every malicious intent. A surge of dark, flowing data entered Ren's mind, a direct download of pure information, a complete understanding of the enemy. And then, their focus shifted. They sought its ultimate opposite, the skill of pure, vibrant life force, from the few remaining resilient weeds, from the very memory of what Eldoria's lush fields once were. They instantly mastered its annihilation, and perfected the very art of life. Every cellular process, every energetic pathway, every secret of growth became instinctively known, manifesting as luminous diagrams flashing across their inner vision. With a single touch on the parched earth, the miracle began. A powerful surge of raw, refined life energy pulsed visibly from Ren's core, spreading through the very soil like an emerald wave. The blight was merely the first problem, a small test of a boundless ability. For Ren, the world was full of greater challenges, larger, more formidable threats dimly visible on the distant landscape, waiting to be utterly, effortlessly mastered. From ancient curses sealing forgotten realms to impossible fortresses guarded by mythical beasts, from cosmic threats that defied understanding to manipulating the very fabric of reality. Larger, more formidable threats dimly visible on the distant landscape, waiting to be utterly, effortlessly mastered. From ancient curses sealing forgotten realms to impossible fortresses guarded by mythical beasts, from cosmic threats that defied understanding to manipulating the very fabric of reality, what other ancient skills lay dormant, waiting for their touch? And what other worlds, spanning across galaxies, awaited their absolute skill absorption and accelerated mastery? The journey had just begun, and the universe stretched infinitely before them.